Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to yet another episode of the AIP podcast. I'm your host, Cheng from SuperCharge Lab on behalf of the AIP Partnerships Corporation. And today we have the impeccable Cory Skinner with us. Cory is an MBA patent holder and a leader for a highly skilled team that architects, designs, and develops software platforms. He's also currently focused on intelligent and advanced platforms for processing digital documents, integrated capital partners, and financial settlement that leverages decentralized ledger technologies such as Stellar. Cory specialized in a multi-industry software design, and delivery, as well as blockchain, artificial intelligence, IoT, web platforms, dApps. Well, Cory is a hands-on program leader and technical development professional that brings to life ideas by mating a strong work ethic with experience, collaboration, and utilizing immersive tech. Now, Cory, get this, is the founder of FactR. Well, that's FACTR, and it's called FactR, and that uses smart contracts to simplify enterprise transaction management. FactR's technology and unique approach transforms traditional order to cash processes, enabling enterprise digitization and trusted transaction management. The proven platform provides enterprise integrations, blockchain trust, digital identity management, immutability, security, scale, and white label purpose fit solutions. So grateful to have you today on the show with us, Cory. Thank you so much for being with us. Tell us your backstory and tell us how FactR came into being.
And a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me. So my background is in tech. One of my first jobs I ever had was networking computers, and since then I've been hooked. In my professional career, I've been very fortunate to work for some great organizations. And then a few years back, around 2016/2017, we came up with the idea to start building FactR, first in stealth mode, and then finally we hit the market in 2018/2019, and it's been a lot of fun and a great ride since then.
That's amazing. So you talk a lot about this thing called enterprise transaction management. To the uninformed, what is it and why is it such an important problem to solve?
Well, it's the term enterprise transaction management can actually mean a lot. What we like to do is focus on specific components, but at a high level, and what it means is, typical business processes that can have details in certain processes and workflows. Those can be, as you already mentioned, order to cash. Those can be things like supplier vendor management, contracts, workflow digitization for things like PO approvals and then validation of POs against invoices. And honestly, and because it is enterprise transaction management, the list goes on and on. But at a high level, it's those business to business workflows, the day in, day out types of activities that make businesses work and allow them to sell products or services to customers, support suppliers, and then manage all of the smaller permutations that happen within those day-to-day processes.
That's amazing. So imagine that if you work with like superbly large enterprise that move millions or even billions of products, there's a lot of this orchestration, coordination, and management to deal with. And how does your technology really work to drive efficiencies and effectiveness for enterprise?
Well, we have a variety of products, and depending on the specific workflow, we'll tailor one of our products specifically to it. One idea of this is, say, inventory and inventory management. So there's lots of SaaS software products out there that help with inventory control, reorder points, safety stock, etc. Our products take a unique approach to use digital IDs and then add a layer of trust to what happens, say, with a consignment inventory process, so that at the point of it being shipped, received, it has been placed in stock, and then finally at the point of consumption or when that product has been used, our system then automates up to 95% of the whole reorder point, to the final billing. And then, if required, we can go ahead and bring in financial or capital partners to accelerate the payment. And actually, that's where FactR gets its name from. It's the whole factoring of receivables or making the payments more advanced.
So, how does trust play such an important role in all of this?
Well, think about it. Like, even for a simple order, a person just buying something off the internet, if you go ahead and you take that order and you add items in your cart, take items out, go ahead and maybe add another item or two and then cancel them, that's just the first piece of just placing the order. And you've got all of these several line items. Think about now the business on the other side, everything that they have to do. Do they have it in stock? Do they need to reorder more from the supplier? Does the supplier get it from a manufacturer? Are there part or supply constraints? And all of that, just simply placing stuff in the order and then canceling, removing, lead time, shipping, all of the challenges, they create a whole system of supply and product management, actually getting that product in the hands of the consumer so that they can bill them, if of course they're not paying in advance. But all of that and all those changes, they're quite complicated. And because they're complicated, we like to be able to take all of them, put them against a really, really good trusted set of data, because then auditing and reconciliation and finally delivering that order is simpler, it's trusted, it's more transparent. So the complications are still probably there, but at least you understand what happened better, and then billing becomes a lot simpler and you understand it from end to end.
That's fascinating. So, I'm gonna kind of ask a little bit about how artificial intelligence comes into play, but how does AI help you predict shocks to your operations through the solutions that you carry?
We looked at several different ways to integrate this because, getting the data, connecting all the people within the ecosystem, that's an important part. But the next piece is understanding where maybe data doesn't exist or the data does exist, however, it's difficult to understand. So we took a look at machine learning and AI from the point of how do we forecast better? How do we understand what is going to be a potential, look ahead into demand of a specific product? And then from there, once we understand the workflows and the potential demand based on a region or a product category, we then use machine learning to kind of backfill the data, a better forecast based on usage. But then now if we are going to forecast it and we expect that the customer is going to be able to buy X amount of one product or X amount of another product, then what we can do is we can help provide suggestions for how to better supply that product to the customer, or maybe even to a distribution or a warehousing facility. So that's how we use AI and machine learning.
That's amazing. Well, it's been such a great time speaking with you, Corey. How can our audience reach you, Corey?
Well, I'm very simple to get a hold of. You can connect with me just through our website at factor.me, or you can look to connect with me on LinkedIn, or of course through AIP, the partnership corporation that we're a part of, and of course why we're here on this podcast. So,
Wow.
a pleasure.
Absolutely. Well, Corey, what a thrill it has been to have spent some time with you. Once again, thank you so much for your time. And to all our listeners, thank you for tuning in. It's Anne once again from SuperCharge Lab on behalf of the AIP podcast, signing off. Over and out.